Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we got something new that we haven't done before. We did the other OneOdios. I want to see if I can paint just a little bit more. Um, we did the other OneOdios before, the Pro 10s, and we also did the A10, which was an ANC Bluetooth headphone. This is something different from them. This is a studio headphone. It's not a DJ headphone, so it doesn't have the foldability in the joints, which makes this a little bit stronger, I guess, because there's less pivot points. It does adjust quite much that way, and there's a little bit of a tilt there. You get some metal in the headband right there. And as well, the headband is very thick, and it's got this pad right here. It is quite padded. The foam in both the ear pads is the one that kind of a push-pull. It pushes back really fast. So I don't know if it's memory foam per se, but it is soft foam. And it does provide a nice tight seal, which is something you want in a studio headphone. As you can notice, instead of the round, kind of record-looking design, plus it has this nice metal design right there as well. It's elliptical. It's an oval shape. And that really does fit around the ear. Really good seal around the ear with these. These kind of wobble a little bit, but I mean these are like $30 something. I'm not gonna nitpick about that. Once it's on your ear, it doesn't tend to creak and pop very much on the ear. Not getting a bunch of noise there. Overall, I would say that this is a really, a good build. The only part that's wobbly is the ear cups, and once those go on your head, that should be fine. There's a little bit of a tilt here. Other than that, nice solids is OneOdio at the top. They look nice. I mean, they really do look nice. They're comfortable. Memory foam may have been, a little more comfortable or something, but this foam is just perfect. Really, it kind of comes right back at you, and it's just comfortable, kind of like a nice pillow. So build quality is, I don't know, it's a little above what I expected, especially the metal reinforcement there. Other than that, which doesn't make a difference once it's on your head, because there's really as you can see, it starts to stretch like right here. So there's a clamping force, but the pads keep that from really affecting it. Unless your head was like really large, I would assume these should fit most people comfortably. And of course, this has the dual connection. You can go with the larger 1/4 inch, or you can go with the 3.5 millimeter. On this one, I'm not sure. I have to get out the other ones. But on this one, it kind of is proprietary. It is 3.5, but if you put another one, you're going to need one that can go in a little deeper, because it does, go inside there. And there's a little notch. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Sennheisers that I have. A little notch there. Comfort-wise, I wore these for a long time. I find them comfortable. I even wore them on the bed. Obviously, you're not going to sleep on your side with these, and they're a big pair of headphones. They look great, by the way. They really do look much better than they should for this price. I mean, it's a really nice looking set of headphones. And they don't sound like a budget pair of headphones either. Let me get the box out. Here's the box for them. High-res audio, line in with the microphone. That's the cord that I'm using right now. It also comes with another. Comes with the 3.5 millimeter and 6.35 millimeter dual jacks. Comfortable? Yeah, I would say they're comfortable. Let's look at the things on the back here. You get the 2 cables, the manual, the pouch, and the headphones. I also got a couple other things. A nice stand from OneOdio too with them. Very simple to put together. Just looking. Let's see. Register, you get 2 years for a warranty, so that's actually really good, especially considering the price. These have a 50 millimeter neodymium driver. So a neodymium is just the type of magnet, rare earth magnet that some headphones have. 20 to 40 kilohertz. Wow. Impedance is 32 ohms. That's as expected for something like this. Sensitivity is 108. I did drive these with the phone. Worked perfectly with the phone. I also use this little guy here. My little very convenient clip-on one more Bluetooth DAC amp, which is just one button and then you're good to go. And that little thing drove them just well. If that little thing can drive them, even though it does drive some things, I mean, I've actually driven the Fostex on those. They're not the loudest, but yeah, it drives them well. But the phone drives them just as good also. And no need for Bluetooth with that. Just explaining the cable, the microphone. And yeah, let me show you what the pouch looks like. First, here's the manual that you get. It's a decent size manual. Here is the pouch, which I just whacked the camera with. Here's the pouch. It's got the little OneOdio logo on it, if you can see that in the lighting there. And it's thick. It's a thick pouch made out of like pleather material. And inside I have the other cable, which is a coiled cable. Right here, 3.5 and 1/4. Or 6.35 millimeter. I like to just call it a 1/4. It's easier. Yeah, it's a nice pouch. Very soft and pleathery pouch. So that's pretty good. I'll take the manual and stick it in the pouch so I don't lose it for now. And here's the other pair. The box is obviously a lot smaller. This is the old one that I had. This is the Pro. You can see the differences on the box. The Pros are actually still in this box. If I'm not going to use something for a while, I put it back in the box. As you can see, there's the foldable and there's more joints, and there's that bendable joint that you get on DJ style headphones. They're round, the pads and the padding at the top and everything. It's a different style, and they still do make a whole bunch of those. The Pro 50 is really good as it is, but the Studio Hi-Fi is just something different. It's a studio headphone. You can use this at work, or you can just use this walking down the street, and I've used it for both, and I'm ready to give my evaluation of the sound on this. Now, the bass is elevated on this. It isn't neutral, but it does have balanced tendencies. The mids are very clear. Vocals have a little bit of a warmth. There's a hint of a warmth there because of the bass being a little bit more elevated. Mid bass is speedy. It's got a nice punch to it. Sub bass has a really good rumble depending on the music. Sometimes certain amplifiers and DACs, this can sound quite balanced, and the bass has some really good control. Other amplifiers, especially a tube amp, like the one in the background or something like that, brings out the warmth, and the sub bass rumble is there. It's really got a good, powerful rumble. It's not an overpowering rumble. I would say that the bass is more balanced than the previous generation of OneOdios, but it's still got a really good bass kick there. Mids are very clear, vocals are very, very good, they're forward. There's some decent soundstage here overall, and highs do have a very nice sparkle. So this is a very well done V-shape kind of signature with some balanced tendencies, but more or less it's a more fun sounding pair of monitors. It would be good for bass monitors as well because the bass isn't overpowering, but it still does have a very good kick. I really like the look of these. I like the design of these. There are a lot of studio headphones, and studio style look like this. This is what a studio style is supposed to look like. The other ones are more or less a DJ style headphone with the bends and the foldability. These do not fold. These do adjust on the side. And they do have somewhat of a clamping force, but the pads kind of, at least on most heads, and I don't have the smallest head in the world. I actually have a good size head, but yeah, they do their job. The pads actually do their job. I didn't find these overly warm, even walking with these, but as with, all pleather leather pads, as opposed to cloth, I think, like, if you live in a hot environment, I think like cloth, velvet, not so much either. Mostly just cloth is probably like the perfect material to replace things with, and mesh, because it just breathes much better. If you live in a hot environment, obviously this is going to get hot. You're going to get sweaty around your ears. It's that way with every pair of headphones. No matter how well they're put together, unless you have some kind of hybrid, with the foam on the inside and the little perforations, you're still going to sweat in them. But overall, these were decently enough. They didn't like get hot in normal situations. I've had some pairs, I guess it depends on the foam. They've just been extremely warm. Your ears feel warm like right off the bat, and you're like, I'm indoors, the AC's on, and my ears are warm. These weren't like that. These in a hot environment, yes, it did get warm. Overall, I give these good marks. I like these a lot. They sound really good. Like I said, it's a fun V shape with some balanced tendencies. It works good as a monitor. There's good isolation there. There's really good comfort here. And the build quality is far better than I would expect, because there are studio ones built just like this that are selling for twice the price, just because they have a name brand on the side of them that's more famous than OneOdio. So they also don't have this, the dual plugs. If for some reason the plug ever wore out, number one, you have the 2-year warranty, and number two, you just have another plug right on the other side. So that's good. I've actually used these with Bluetooth. I've put an adapter right here, and then I plugged in the Bluetooth dongle right here, and I was all set. So these are very versatile. They were good for gaming. They were good for movie watching. They're great for music, monitoring, studio editing, everything like that. As long as you're not looking for like something that's like flat, or just a very neutral pair. These obviously aren't that. These are more fun sounding, more dynamic. I mean, it's got a 50mm dynamic driver in them. That's a big driver, and big drivers sometimes give off some pretty good bass, as these do. The bass is not overpowering. I liked the fact that it had good bass, and it also had good mids, because sometimes you get a really big recession there in a V shape. This was just the typical recession in the V shape. That still, vocals were clear, mids were clear. There's some good separation here as well, and good imaging, which is necessary for gaming. So overall, I give these pretty good marks for the price, honestly. For around the 30, I don't know if these are $30, $32. I forgot how much these cost. But decent. Very, very decent quality for that price. And obviously, they look really good. I love the new design that they chose. This elliptical shape with the chromed edges and the chrome thing in the middle looks very sharp. This has been the OneOdio Studio Hi-Fi. And I'll leave a link down below where you can get a pair. Thanks so much for watching, and please stay safe out there. I'll see you somewhere else or on the next video. Bye-bye.